وأني لم أخرج أشرا ولا مطرا ولا مفسدا ولا ضارا، وإنما خرجت لطلب الإصلاح في أمة جدي رسول الله. أريد أن آمر بالمعروف وأنهى عن المنكر وأسير بسيرة أبي وجدي.
Thomas Carlyle, Scottish historian and essayist. The best lessons which we get from the tragedy of Karbala is that Hussein and his companions were rigid believers in God. They illustrated that the numerical superiority does not count when it comes to the truth and the falsehood. The victory of Hussein, despite his minority, marvels me. Edward Gibbon, English historian and Member of Parliament. In a distant age and climate, the tragic scene of the death of Hussein will awaken the sympathy of the coldest reader. Reference: The Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire, London, 1911, Volume 5, page 391 to 392. Charles Dickens, English novelist. If Hussein had fought to quench his worldly desires, then I do not understand why his sister, wife, and children accompanied him. It stands to reason, therefore, that he sacrificed purely for Islam. Antoine Bara, Lebanese writer. No battle in the world, modern and past history of mankind, has earned more sympathy and admiration, as well as provided more lessons than the martyrdom of Hussein in the Battle of Karbala. Dr. K. Sheldrake. Of that gallant band, male and female knew that the enemy forces around were implacable, and were not only ready to fight, but to kill. Denied even water for the children, they remained parched under the burning sun and scorching sands. Yet not one faltered for a moment. Hussein marched with his little company, not to glory, not to power of wealth, but to a supreme sacrifice. And every member bravely faced the greatest odds without flinching. Ignace Goldziher, Hungarian Orientalist. Weeping and lamentation over the evils and persecutions suffered by the Alid family, and mourning for its martyrs. These are things from which loyal supporters of the cause cannot cease. More touching than the tears of the Shias has even become an Arabic proverb. Reference: Introduction to Islamic Theology and Law, Princeton, 1981, page 179. Edward G. Brown, Professor at the University of Cambridge. A reminder of that blood-stained field of Karbala, where the grandson of the Apostle of God fell, at length, tortured by thirst and surrounded by the bodies of his murdered kinsmen, has been at any time since then sufficient to evoke, even in the most lukewarm and the heedless, the deepest emotion, the most frantic grief, and exaltation of spirit before which pain, danger, and death shrink to unconsidered trifles. Reference: A Literary History of Persia, London, 1919, page 227. Sir William Muir, Scottish Orientalist. The tragedy of Karbala decided not only the fate of the Caliphate, but also of the Mohammedan kingdoms, long after the Caliphate had waned and disappeared. Reference: Annals of the Early Caliphate, London, 1883, page 441 to 442.